5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us on a beautiful Wednesday here on the Skull Experience.
Right.
We've got, obviously, more draft talk as we're about a calendar month away from the draft. Big pro day today and tomorrow. Jayden Daniels threw it today. Drake Maye threw tomorrow. We'll get into that. We'll get into some more potential. I know Dave wanted to talk about a potential different mock draft put out by Mike Tannenbaum yesterday that included a trade that was...
Hey, you should introduce ourselves. Joe Rogan, and I'm Sage
This
Steele.
is the Skull Experience. Hey, let's do some shout outs here because we got Skull Mafia in the building. Let's go home. Let's go home from Maine. Ready to talk Vikings. Letting go. What? I saw that, Skull Mafia. I saw that on Twitter. What? Are you just working out in Maine? Is that what's going on there? But what's up, by the way? What's up? What's up? We got Gary. He got traded to Maine from New York. What's going on, Gary? Sup, Skull, Maze, Gigi, and Hulk. Let's go. That's what we're talking about. The McAndrews. What's going on, dude? Let's go. Let's go. Back to some of this football talk. Who else? We got Adam in the building. Hey, Adam. Also, happy birthday again, by the way. And your card should be on its way. Randy Lewis in the building. What's going on, Randy Lewis? Welcome in. Welcome in. FT Maddie, man. Welcome in. We got Alyssa in the building again. Alyssa. Let's go, Alyssa. Bringing all the fans together. Bringing all the fans together. That's what we like to see. Tristan and Salt. Tristan. What's going on, Tristan? And of course,
you
just
like my mock draft the other day.
Tristan didn't like your mock draft?
I think it was him.
Yeah, Tristan, your card should also be on the way as well, dude.
How about my mom? Should be on its way. Jamie, did you send that one yet?
Which one?
How about my mom?
I thought you were sending birthday cards.
No, I sent Adam a card. I sent Adam a card. Hey, what's going on, Ryan?
Yeah, for his birthday.
What's up?
Though.
Vikings Jerome in the building. How am I feeling as Minnesota Vikings fan? Just like a kid waiting for X. Yeah, we're living day by day. Right now, we have a month left until draft day, and it's just, I don't know. Every day you kind of feel like you want something to happen, but you know it probably isn't. And I don't know. It's the longest. It's gonna be the longest month of our lives. I think.
But also, starting tomorrow, some of this month will help by being taken up by Minnesota Twins baseball. Starting tomorrow. So
here's Tristan. Here's
Gary,
Tristan
is that real? Comments. All right, yeah, bring it up, Dave.
Here's Tristan in my comments. I got it right here. Dave, I've never seen somebody give away the farm as much as you do in trades, negotiations. I hope Kwesi drives a harder bargain. I explained myself. I was like, hey, I was a scenario. We give up, first and second round, but somehow we get a third. We're gonna trade up in the second day. Well, I just did the whole thing, gave him my next year's first, and added a third. And he thought I was like that. I was just doing that, and I'm like, no, man, it was a scenario.
Hey, we might go through some scenarios tonight.
Hey, why not?
Oh, got you, Gary. Hey, speaking of that though, Tristan, your card should be on your way. Hey, let me know for sure if you don't end up not getting it. Sometimes they can get lost in the mail. It's not impossible. But again, another show, another Ivan Pace Jr. Pandora rookie card, Prizm, Auto 400 giveaway. Get the hashtag Skulls in, like the video, subscribe to our channel, GG Sports Podcast, as well as Dave and Minnesota Sports Talk. Also,
when it comes to your house, it won't be nearly as out of focus.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I don't know if it's just the refractor part of this.
Do this.
What?
Put your hand behind it. No, it still sucks.
Yeah, it still sucks. It might be the refractor thing. But on draft day, we're throwing a draft party with all the Purple Gang and the top giveaway that I will be giving away, and it's still out of focus. Why? Why is it so out of focus?
Maybe it's the user, not the camera.
It might be. It probably is the user for sure. We got an Ivan Pace Jr. rookie autograph out of 10. Only 10 of these made. This is literally one of the best Ivan Pace cards you can get right now, and we'll be giving it away on the live draft show on draft day, which is exactly a month away from today.
And I'll give them these matching pens. One's a soccer ball and one's a baseball.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Definitely. Hey, that's a good one right there.
Hey, everyone always needs pens.
Right. Get those hashtags goals in here. Get the hashtags goals in here. So, I mean, we were already talking about, you kind of mentioned the quarterbacks and stuff like that. So as far as their pro days go, how are we feeling about these quarterbacks right now? I mean, Caleb Williams, we can, as far as these big quarterbacks, the top 4, Caleb Williams, I think was earlier last week. JJ McCarthy's was last week. Jayden, like you already said, Jayden Daniels was today. I always want to say Jayden McDaniels every single time, but it's
so
Jayden
many people
Daniels.
say McDaniels.
It's so hard if you're a Wolves fan.
If you're a Wolves fan, that's kind of
even type it. They say McDaniels.
And type of McDaniels. It's tough. It's tough. Jayden McDaniels stepping up, by the way, lately, which is nice to see. But and then obviously, like you said, Drake Maye tomorrow. How are you guys feeling about those pro days?
I thought McCarthy kind of looked what I expected. He made all the throws. He did see a couple wobbles and some ducks on his deep balls, but overall, I think he kind of showed everything he wanted to see there. And I thought Jayden Daniels basically just solidified where he's going to be drafted. I mean, he had one overthrow, a couple were a little off target, but I thought overall, his deep ball looked nice. He looked fairly accurate downfield, was good on the shorter throws. I mean, basically showed you everything you need to see from a throwing perspective, in my opinion.
Jayden Daniels, I love his footwork. I love it. I don't think he does anything bad. I don't think he does anything below average. I think he's elite at some things and above average at the rest, and of course, elite runner. But I'm not. Pro days are pro days. I mean, every bust has looked good on their pro day.
Yeah.
For
the
Teddy.
Only thing with the pro days, I think with JJ McCarthy specifically, is like when people are worried about his touch on the deep ball or whether he can even, there's definitely people out there who was saying they didn't think he had a very strong arm and things like that. So I guess when it comes to pro day, it's kind of like, it's for those type of players. I don't really think anyone was really saying that about Drake Maye or Caleb Williams or Daniels. But as far as JJ McCarthy goes, he went out there and proved that he does have some touch on his ball, even though that is pro day, but he can definitely make some big throws. And so that's why I think a lot of people liked what they saw from him. And again, you're talking about I liked what I seen from Jayden Daniels, but as far as like footwork goes, man, JJ McCarthy's footwork, I think, is just above any of these players. I don't know if his skill level ultimately will be, but his footwork is so nice. So I was really impressed by that with him.
So back in the day, I was always asking questions about JJ McCarthy, like, someone defend him, someone tell me about him, and no one would. And then I finally, get Thor Nystrom on my show to tell me about him.
Yeah.
And my early thoughts were in game film. I saw a flutter on the ball because I don't know if I thought it was arm strength, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the 9-inch hands and it's cold out. That's a worry for me, is road games and stuff like that. But then he threw 61 miles an hour, 1 mile behind who I thought has the best arm, Joe Milton, strongest arm. Right. So I'm like, so it's not his arm. And so it does make me worry. You said I didn't see all the throws. I just saw some highlights. So you're saying you still saw a flutter and some ducks or
a couple on his deep balls.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad though. It wasn't super bad, but you saw a little bit. He had a couple. He had one of his big ones. It looked pretty nice and clean, but then I think other ones were a little fluttery.
Like I think the more volume he gets, the better he is going to be at throwing touch balls. I don't think he's going to be lacking in that area. What I like about him is the intangibles that don't involve his throwing. His scrambling ability, his leadership ability, his personality. I just think you put him in a locker room, it's going to, people are going to rally around him. I just don't feel like he's going to be a problem ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's Tom Brady on there. As far as, I feel like he's going to command, the room when he eventually becomes a veteran in the NFL. He's got to prove it, but I think with him, you're going to have a longer leash on this kid to give him a chance to develop.
Yeah.
But here, you know what I think? I think Penix is going to shock everybody where he gets drafted.
I think so too. I think he's going to
he's going to surprise everybody.
I think he's going to get drafted higher than Bo Nix.
I mean, I think so. The arm strength is just undeniable. The arm
And
strength and
the
accuracy is just undeniable.
It's a sniper.
Dealing with pressure, there's question marks there, but man, if you just get the right coach to get into his head and just calm him down a little bit in those situations, like he's got other than the knee, but which he's been healthy for 2 seasons.
I think that's the only thing holding him back.
It really is. If it wasn't for the injuries, absolutely.
Yeah.
He would be a surefire. And he probably would have been drafted a couple years ago, honestly.
Like I said, his mobility too. But now I'm coming around a little bit more thinking like, okay, maybe he'll use his legs a little bit more in the NFL for some reason. I'm hoping so because his arm talent is like, I think it's an elite trait. Like that's the difference between him and Bo Nix to me is I think his arm talent is like, it could be an elite trait. This
may be a weird comp, but left-handed Warren Moon to me a little bit. I don't know. It's a weird comp.
I watched some of Warren Moon, but I don't really know how his play style was too much.
Like the thing with Penix though, when it comes to his movement, like again, I feel like he uses like he keeps his eyes downfield as he scrambles, but I don't see him complete a lot of passes from outside the pocket. I think he mainly uses what he has for mobility to at least escape a negative play, and at the very least, just get rid of the football. Like he's not one of those guys.
He moves around in the pocket very well. Yeah, and you're right. His eyes are downfield, and he's not afraid to take a hit.
Right. He's not going to be he's not going to be a Caleb Williams who's going to like dip and dive or dip and duck and do a bunch of turns and stuff and run 50 yards back and then
Penix at 11. Let's go.
Completion. But
Penix at 11.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm going to be really disappointed if we're at 11. We pick one of them.
Just think about this. Would it kill us? And don't go after me in the chat. Would it kill us to go defense and try to get Penix later?
No, Johnny
he might not even be there. That's what I'm saying. He's going to surprise people.
Or give me Byron Murphy at 11, and if that's what it has to be, give me Johnny Newton, Byron Murphy at 11, quarterback at 23, or a trade back even. I'd be like,
if that's worst case scenario, though,
I'd be like, all right, that's cool.
No, worst case scenario, we don't get a quarterback.
Well, that is worst case scenario, but
there's plenty. There's plenty of worst case scenarios.
Well, all right, the best case scenario, I guess, is just for us to get one of the top 4 somewhere.
Jayden Daniels.
Well, no, for me,
Jayden Daniels would be, with assuming Caleb Williams is for sure not going to be, or is probably going to Bears for sure. Jayden Daniels to me would be best case scenario for us. But getting one of those 4, that is like, I just want one of them. And then if that doesn't, and we did this scenario with was it with Johnny or was it with? Who was it?
Johnny.
It was the Johnny, right? Yeah, last week with Johnny, we did the scenario of like, what if we don't have a chance? Oh, actually, and Dave, no, you were on here too.
Yeah.
That's what you posted on Twitter. You posted our draft on Twitter.
Yeah, remember when we were going through all the different draft scenarios?
Yeah.
I mean,
and then, I was just going to say, and if it happened, like there's a real scenario, whether I like it or not, where all 4 quarterbacks are taken because we decided not to go and give 2 or 3 first round picks to move up to go grab JJ McCarthy. It's a real possibility. It's not the one I want, but if they
didn't want to give up their quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Right, it definitely could happen. And same with, I do really think there's a scenario with the Cardinals and the Chargers, who both really need wide receiver, and Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. are so good that when it comes, the Chargers might not want to give up that pick either. And then it just goes right into the Giants' hands, which kind of sucks.
I think I don't know. I feel like the Chargers would be more inclined to trade back because they could get one of the top tackles at 11. And then they could still end up getting a good pick. But for me, it would be Daniels or May. I'd be ecstatic. JJ McCarthy, I'm going to be super happy. If it's defensive player and Michael Penix, I'll understand it and be okay with it. Like, that's kind of the way I think about it. If we trade for Kyler Murray, I don't know.
Yeah, speaking about that one, Kyler Murray, which is actually interesting because a year ago, prior to this last season, if you even, there's probably people who are like, no, what? I don't mind the idea of getting Kyler Murray. A year ago, last offseason, if anybody mentioned Kyler Murray, it was like mentioning Russell Wilson this year. Like nobody, everybody was like, Kyler Murray's, he's trash or whatever. And then he comes in and has a solid season again. And to the point where the Cardinals, everybody was thinking the Cardinals would probably go quarterback this year. And now they're sticking with Kyler Murray.
There, I fixed the background.
Oh yeah, we had the wrong background. Yeah. Sorry. maybe we should move the Skull Experience logo down to the bottom one of the bottom corners.
We gotta do something.
We could do something different. We'll yeah.
But hey, I did a couple polls recently, and one was JJ McCarthy, yes or no, and it ended up like 60-40, like 40% of people said no. But I just did one with Drake Maye, and it's like 85 or it's like 86-14 right now. And it's like I think Viking fans want Drake Maye, and I'm gonna have a guy on tonight that I'm gonna play tomorrow that he don't want JJ McCarthy. He don't want him at all. Mm-hmm. And that's why I brought him on, because I got one side or got the other, and I'm sure everybody's gonna see my thumbnail and think it's me who said it, not even watch the video, go in my comments and give me hell. But just so you know, it's him, not me. And I want to give everybody a voice, but there's people out there. It's divided. It is super divided about JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, and I kind of get it, but I like the people who are saying that JJ McCarthy should be like a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick or shouldn't, like, I just don't get it. Like, to me, he looks at the very least, like, as far as his arm talent and him being able to have, like, you know, the touch on his deep ball and things like that to really open up an offense, that's something we really have to worry about. And I get that. But as far as like a player who has, like I already said, I think he has the best footwork in this class. I think he to me seems the most confident, comfortable quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. Like, he just moves around with confidence. And that's how I think that alone is enough to be a potential 1st rounder. It just is. I think the floor for him, and we were talking about this before, Casey, but I think the floor for him, it would be like a high-end game manager. And I don't think he's like, all the Zach Wilson comps are ridiculous. Who cares? Like, if Zach Wilson had a winning mentality, then Zach Wilson could have been great.
And Zach Wilson's like, he was meant to be another Mahomes, right? Another guy that could scramble around and chuck the ball 80 yards down the field effortlessly. Like, that's what he was supposed to try to be, and it never ended up work out.
And I mean, you don't have the same mentality as JJ McCarthy,
right? JJ McCarthy, to me, I think we talked about this yesterday as well. I think his, like, where he, like, if he ends up having a solid, like an Alex Smith is kind of what he would remind me of, like a guy who is a really, like, a top end game manager,
more mobile, honestly,
more mobile, yeah.
A little more, but because he was mobile. He was mobile, but I think his scrambling ability is a cheat code. So game manager, because he's got that ability to bust a play, I think.
Yeah, he does.
That game managers wouldn't necessarily do. So yeah, I feel that way. Now Drake Maye out of the 4 is, gosh, you know, Caleb Williams could just go.
What up, Joey?
Just go do a podcast and forget about the NFL or something. That's my worry with him. But he's got all the talent in the world. Drake Maye, however, I think has got the lowest floor out of those 4.
I don't know, man. Go watch 2022 Drake Maye. I watched his highlights from 2022 last night. A lot more there than in 2023. I think to get a real picture of Drake Maye, you gotta watch.
Maye guy. He has Drake Maye over Daniels.
Dude, okay, so, I mean, last year
which is fine.
Last year I wanted Will Levis. He slid. Will Levis is looking okay now, right? Like, we'll see. He's gonna have a big season coming up. Drake Maye, like, if people are thinking Drake Maye takes a slide,
I said the lowest floor. I didn't say the lowest ceiling. I think he's got a very, very high ceiling.
And I kind of, out of those 4, I agree. Because I think
Caleb Williams has a lower floor, personally.
Nah, not me.
Well, because he might go do something else. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's like the only worry that's my worry with him, is that he has other interests.
Yeah.
GQ throws like 6 dresses at him. Says, "Want to take some pictures? To pay $20 million." He's like,
when he shows up at his first press conference looking like a Build-A-Bear, it's over for me.
Yeah. I think if you're like commitment and wants to be a great quarterback with Caleb Williams, if those things were true with him, I think he has the highest floor, because
I don't think
he can literally do things no one else can.
And I don't know from Adam, right? So I don't know what behind the scenes, but I feel like the other 3 I feel like I'm not worried about their work ethic or their commitment to football. I don't worry about that.
Especially JJ.
Well, especially JJ, but also the way Daniels turned his career around. It was hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's became like a really, really good pocket passer.
And I think Drake Maye just likes football, so
yeah. And I think he can do everything, but he's the one out of to me, that's honestly to me feels the most raw. Like some people might want to say that about JJ McCarthy, which is surprising because Maye was like coming into this season, he was like easily the favorite for number 2, potentially number 1. But to me, he just, I don't know, he looks uncomfortable a lot. And
See,
that worries me.
I've seen some other people that say he's really comfortable in the pocket.
Oh no, that's
Such
not
a
what I
Maye
saw.
stand.
From 2023. But 2022,
2022, I have to go back and watch 2022.
Such a Maye stand.
I kind of am. I'm Drake.
He
Maye,
does
my
like.
Drake Maye's
No,
my
I mean
guy.
everybody's
Hey,
on your side. Honestly, everybody's on your side. It's like 85% of
And he
the
could very well
Viking
bust.
fans want
I
Drake
could,
Maye.
I could if he busted, I would not be shocked. I could definitely see it. But
Hey, what up, Russell? Yeah, it was weird on Bleacher when we were on Bleacher Report and we were doing. What was our
draft.
last show on there? Mock draft. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a mock draft and we were able to we popped up. Actually number 2, JJ McCarthy was picked number 2 right on the same day as the Washington Commanders said that they're interested in him. So it was like the first time we had a scenario where JJ McCarthy was gone and we traded up till 3, and then we asked everybody Drake Maye or Jayden Daniels, and all the comments said Jayden Daniels, but we put up a poll and then the poll was like definitely Maye. So I don't know. It was confusing.
You mean
that. Maybe Jayden Daniels people are more outspoken, or
what would you do, Jamie?
Jayden
Drake
Daniels.
Maye and Daniels are sitting right there. What would you do?
I would go Jayden Daniels. It wouldn't be really easy though. It wouldn't. I like Jayden. I think the only thing that scares me is the hype behind Drake Maye. I was like, why he was supposed to people are calling him generational talent at one point. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm like. There's people who obviously know this.
Well, you want to play
than any of us.
You want to play with him, not against him.
Yeah, true, true.
Casey, who? Tell me.
Drake Maye.
Drake Maye. All right.
I'll be outnumbered. I'm fine with it.
I
guess
think
I'll take it.
Dave is definitely right that most of the fans, whenever I see any of these polls on between Jayden Daniels, Maye, and JJ McCarthy for sure.
There are some JJ McCarthy haters.
Yeah, there's people who just think he shouldn't even be drafted.
But it's funny because a lot of times I'll see it. Like I saw this one guy on Twitter. It's like, someone's like, why don't you like JJ McCarthy? He's like, from everything I've read, I'm like, there's your problem. You're reading things and you're searching for things that are gonna back up your opinion. Go watch and think go watch some stuff and just come up with your own ideas for it. Like, don't just read things because reading is what gets you in trouble.
Yeah, that's not what I do. That's what I'm saying.
Read.
When I saw Drake Maye, I was like, dude's getting uncomfortable under pressure. Like I felt when I watched Drake Maye, I was like, I could just feel like a little bit of anxiety, but he is getting constantly pass rushed, I guess. But still, I just didn't feel that with JJ McCarthy. He was just moving around. Like as soon as pressure came in,
national championship level offensive line.
Still, I mean, when there's pressure, you can just see the instincts. Like, I think that kid has instincts. I think he has like all the things that you want from your quarterback that might not be with his arm. Obviously, that part does really matter, and that's where the question mark is. But if you just watch him, I really think he has like the instinct, everything you want from that type of quarterback as far as like mindset and everything.
What we need though is make sure he can get out of Ed Ingram's way fast enough.
Right?
Yeah.
Or he's stepping on his feet.
I think he'll be able to. Penix, I don't know.
Yeah, Penix will have. He's left-handed.
First play.
He's even worse. He's going to be worse of a problem if he's got a staggered.
Yeah. First play on a drop back. Ingram's going to step on his foot. He's going to fall. He's going to tear his ACL again. It's just going to be completely over.
Yeah,
we're going to draft him.
Ed Ingram's Penix is blindside. Ed Ingram's Penix is a blindside.
Yeah, I mean, if we get Penix, we can trade Darisaw.
Yeah, right. Brian O'Neill becomes the most important person on their offense.
Hey, Darisaw, want to learn how to play right tackle? We'll pay you less.
Yeah, that's good. That's interesting.
I mean, O'Neill was a left tackle.
Yeah, you could probably. I mean, I don't really know how it works when you draft a left-handed quarterback. Is that what you would do? Obviously, depending on if that person can make that change.
Yeah,
but
that wouldn't be your first plan. No,
but you want your best tackle to be able to cover.
Then again,
if
you're him and you want to get paid, then you might have to because like they're gonna be like, well, you're expensive. You're not our blindside. You're not our blindside blocker anymore.
Yeah, he's probably going to instantly want to trade.
Give me to someone with a right-handed quarterback.
I want to go somewhere with right-handed
quarterback. Yeah, that's interesting. I think Dave's right. I think he's a guy that could come in and actually be a really good really
Yeah.
good quarterback. It's just not what it's not what people are really looking for their
Right.
quarterbacks right now. But
But I'll go back to like, yes, I do like Drake Maye, but Jayden Daniels, Dave, like you said, when I watched him, I'm just like, I don't see anything bad. Like everything was good. He was consistent at everything and excelled at a lot of, the athleticism stuff. But
right.
like I watched him, it's like this, it's just a good football player. Like there's nothing that I hate. Like he hasn't done one thing I'm like, ugh, that's not good.
He's not as skinny as people think either. I think he's put on weight this past year. And
but
I think he's 205 and not 185.
Right. But then watching Drake Maye, like the thing I did notice with him is when he got pressured, there was a lot of he threw short of his receivers a lot.
He did.
Well, I guess he's got a 60 quarterback rating when under pressure, and like JJ McCarthy's got like a 109. And that's an NFL quarterback rating.
Yeah.
The only thing with Jayden Daniels is for me that I saw is I wish he was able to is when the pocket does collapse, he is definitely more likely just to take off with the ball and run instead of, you don't really see a lot of the whole scrambling out of the pocket and extending plays with his arm like you do with JJ McCarthy and Caleb Williams. So he's just like, it almost feels like he's just like a pocket quarterback now. And then if that collapsed, then he uses his legs, which is obviously like he probably is going to be elite quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
runner,
50 touchdowns? I mean,
yeah, 4 interceptions or whatever. Yeah. Like
40.
Yeah.
I mean, with his running touchdowns.
Oh yeah, with his running
50 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's
10 running.
And he got better going. It's just fun. He got better going to LSU.
Like
right?
I'm telling you right now, even without watching anything with him running the ball, I would still look at him and be like, this guy's a top quarterback.
Top 5 throwing.
Yeah,
top 5 pick throwing the ball.
That's how I felt without the running. Like that's why even in our video that we pushed out this week, that was this week. We even said in there, like at this point, we think his running ability is just the bonus. Because
there was this knock on him that he couldn't, there was no tape on him throwing the middle, and someone put out a freaking montage video of him throwing out the middle.
He was, and today he was like some of the like some of those bucket throws, the ones where you just like that nice touch, that nice like rainbow arc to him. He was throwing those perfectly.
Yes, 100%, man,
perfectly.
I'm gonna be. What's gonna suck, and I'll have no credibility is that. Like, I feel like I've done pretty good. Like I was, the 2 guys last year, were the 2 guys that did good. Well, I guess, your guy, Will Levis, did okay too.
Hey, had a couple.
I was out. I definitely missed on Bryce Young for sure. Hey,
Jury's
out though. Jury's out. Jury's out on him.
I think he's going to be okay. I just don't think he's. Yeah, anyways.
The height thing might actually matter more than I expected.
Remember
in the previous drop off, like any of them in the first round.
Hey, chill, Casey. No one needs to know that part. But yeah. I don't know. I think he definitely has all the stuff you want, but yeah, dude, the height, I don't know. And the team didn't help at all.
Yeah.
Obviously,
lost me at the height immediately. I mean, I was still like talent wise, I was coming around, and I did, say I thought he'd be okay. But I just the height, man. I just can't get past it.
I know. Even though it worked with Jordan Addison so far.
Different position. You don't need to throw over.
But I mean, there were still
What do you think about McCaffrey, the receiver?
Honestly, he was I haven't looked. I've been picking him in mocks just because I'm
getting him in the 5th round.
Yeah, I'm just getting them because I have to go look at him as a wide receiver, but he was a quarterback, right? That changed his position.
Sure.
I believe so.
I just know who his brother is. Yeah. I'm fucking
and he's really
guy.
good.
It's usually the younger guy ends up being the better player.
Yeah, I will take my chance just on genes with that guy. Like 100%. Hey, what's going on, Ron Joyner?
I'm drafting that guy way too early.
Probably. Me too. I feel like he could be good. Hey, again, everybody in here, not the best focus, but we got the Ivan Pace Jr. Pandora Prizm rookie card out of 400, giving it away at the end of the show. All you got to do is put #Skull in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to us, GG Sports Podcast and Dave with Minnesota Sports Talk. All that good stuff for your chance to win. Give it away at the end of the show. Got to be here to win. That is the rules. But get those #Skulls
2 blue dice.
Hey,
we're
what up?
2 blue dice away.
And 2 blue dice.
2 blue dice.
What's going on, Barber?
What up,
How's it
Barber?
going?
Barber won the last one. There we go. Yeah, let's get the hashtag skulls in here. Get them in. Get them in. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it is just pro days and everyone should do good, but I still look forward because there is times where someone does bad and it matters when it's bad.
Teddy looked bad at his.
Yeah, because
they dropped him from being number 1 overall to number 32 with the trade up
with the
Vikings.
And because he decided not to wear gloves. But that's what happens. Like if you do bad on your pro day, then it's really bad.
Yeah, it hurts.
Didn't he do another workout though where he took the gloves off? Did he put the gloves on. Something, and people saw more out of him, I think. But what was the situation? It was like it was a private workout that we did with him.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's doing private work,
like a showcase or something, like a review or something.
Which I liked Teddy a lot, and that's actually a really good comp. I like when people put JJ McCarthy, but JJ McCarthy does have a much stronger arm.
JJ couldn't throw the deep ball to save his life.
Teddy,
I mean, he could throw it, he just couldn't connect. Like he had, I don't know, he couldn't drop in the bucket. Well, he just had a bad deep ball.
Because he threw like that weird,
underarm
kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he had like all the other things that you wanted.
Well, he
had accuracy. He had like
JJ. So he could be JJ.
I love Teddy. It's just that was the only drawback with him.
Right.
So JJ McCarthy could be Teddy Bridgewater,
except for a bigger arm, which I would love.
Because I love how Teddy plays the game.
He has a better arm.
He's more mobile, even though Teddy didn't. He could have been more mobile.
Yeah, and he is more mobile, and that's why I think that's a good. I saw someone put that out there, and I'm like, I like that, but you do kind of want we don't know what Teddy really could have been. He could have put himself if he didn't have that injury. He could have went pretty. I don't know. He was really hyped going into that season.
He was. That was crazy how hyped he was,
and that all comes from like what he does as like a leader and like those things that aren't really from his arm, you know.
But again, but in order to be a high level, like the quarterback you want, you got to be the quote unquote needle mover and make some of those throws that aren't just game manager throws, like some of those tight window, just like
Teddy two gloves,
just big throws that you just need to make in big time moments, like the ones, that's like that's what he's gonna have. Like you can be, and that's why you said like having a floor of an Alex Smith is good. But is he going to be like the quote unquote needle mover that puts you over the top? Like,
the one that can. Well, we talk about
all you need to be is Alex Smith on a rookie contract to win us.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair point. Yeah, because Alex Smith.
Well, didn't Alex Smith he was still around when they had the big contracts for rookies, right?
Oh, was he? Because that ended with Sam Bradford was the last one, and that was in like yeah.
So all you need is Brock Purdy. But in the first round,
Brock Purdy. I think that's
okay. But I've seen a couple people talking about Darnold. I personally don't think Kwesi, for his longevity of his career, can trot Sam Darnold out there with no other options. Personally,
no.
Like I get what people are saying. Sam Darnold might have something that's just not there yet. But I think if Kwesi trots him out there this year and we suck, his job is in serious jeopardy.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts personally. Like I think
me at the
latest
word
tweet.
might.
My latest tweet. There is absolutely no reason to trade up and draft a QB. We already got the 3rd overall pick from the 2018.
I saw that.
But I mean, that's
295 views.
Dave's
and I got 18 likes.
With the Sam Darnold stuff. You're trolling with the Sam Darnold stuff.
I'm getting crapped on X here. That's better than 295 views there, man. Come on.
Right? Yeah.
Even Alyssa commented. It's Alyssa's comment right there.
Sam Darnold, the guy.
She's like, no.
Hey, I don't think it's I definitely don't think it's impossible for him to turn around his career, but
he can't be the only option.
For you to think like that is our best route is to grab a guy who's been considered a bust to turn his career around. Because how often do you see that happen? It doesn't happen a lot compared to like drafting a guy in the top 10 and hoping he turns out.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot more expensive if it doesn't work.
Could we hope for Rudolph, like him to be Rudolph this year for the Steelers?
Oh, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Because I think he'll be better than him. He has a chance. I get why people say this, but
when the Bucs went with Baker last year, it's more of a we'll try this. If it doesn't work, Mike Evans' contract is expiring. Baker will leave, and we'll just start over from scratch. The fact that it worked with Baker is why they ended up having to pay him. But but
Baker,
again,
Baker had 2 good seasons
right,
though.
Right. But that's the thing. But we're in a totally different scenario. We're not in a position like that. We're like, hey, if it doesn't work, we're gonna get rid of all these guys. They're in a position like we're bringing people in here, and we want to get our quarterback. We don't just want to roll with Sam Darnold. So I think it's two totally separate scenarios. The Bucs are in a totally different position.
Even if we kept Cousins, we were getting a quarterback.
Yeah, right. And we're in a growth and try to win sooner rather than later. So I just don't. Personally, I've said it. I'll say it again. I just don't think for Kwesi's career he can just roll with Sam Darnold. There needs to be like if he drafts a guy, it's like, oh, this guy's not ready to start week 1, and you start Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold is good, then great. But
if we have a losing season this year,
but at least you still have that rookie sitting behind him. That if it doesn't work out, at least you just toss a rookie out there and let him sink or swim. So you can't. Sam Darnold can't be your only option this year. And if he is, Kwesi's probably fired if it doesn't work out.
If we have a losing season this year, that would be 4 out of 5 years that Justin Jefferson played on a losing team.
Right. Maybe he is the problem.
So bad. Yeah, get rid of him. No, that is so bad. And, you know, I was told he was going to sign right away, right? You know, Cousins left, sign right away. No, he's not signing. He's not signing until camp.
That's what's getting me $10. Jamie.
He's not signing until camp.
I don't think so anymore. At the time I did. No,
unless,
that's kind of funny because I was like, if
Kirk Cousins, it
did make sense because if Kirk Cousins stuck around, I was like, I bet you JJ signs prior to it.
I even thought, well, you still might wait till a couple other receivers would have signed. I now think that, like, if we kept Cousins, he would sign probably quicker.
Yeah.
But after maybe a couple of those, you know, receivers signed, so just make sure you got more money.
Yeah, I think he'll be after. I think he wants to make sure we get that. I don't think he's banking on, like some of these fans out here. I don't think he's banking on Sam Darnold being the quarterback of the future.
No,
but hey,
God.
I do like you go. I mean, hey, if you go out and you go grab a rookie quarterback, a rookie quarterback early is what I want, and have a real good chance for that guy to be good. And Sam Darnold ends up being just ultimately the franchise guy because he does have the talent.
I'm getting the Sam Darnold jersey.
Yeah, like I'm like, hey, I'm at a point now, like double your odds then. If you really think Sam Darnold could be that guy, then good. But I'm not convinced by it. So still go draft a guy and then, you know, I don't know. Do whatever you can get for a franchise quarterback.
My problem with Sam Darnold is probably he gives me Mariota vibe. Like lack of confidence vibe. And it's kind of my reasoning why my reasoning of why it's really hard for me to think he's going to turn it around.
Could it have been when he was sitting on the bench and said, "I'm seeing ghosts out there"? Is that what made you think
that helps?
That
helps.
You just admit it yourself.
Might just not have the mental chops. Like that's how important. That's what I say. Like when with another, but going back to JJ McCarthy, and who knows, he's in college.
Mariota would be freaking phenomenal.
Who's that?
I think Mariota would have been freaking phenomenal
if he just
had the confidence.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And he admitted not having the confidence.
Yeah,
and in the fucking TV show.
Right. Well, that's why I say that's a one thing that separates literally the greatest, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whatever sport it is literally what separates the greats from everybody else is their mentality. For sure, right. Over physical ability or anything.
You still need the physical ability to pair with it.
Yeah, you do.
Again, that's the question with JJ. Yes, he has the mentals.
Like
but
at the very least,
will he make the needle mover play? So like we were talking about, he's not going to be a complete bust. Like I think he's going to end up no matter what.
Oh, he's going to have a long career.
He'll be
that's
good
my thinking
quarterback.
Yeah,
I think he'll have a long career.
But will he have enough to open up an offense to go to that next level? That's the big question.
Because he would probably be a first round pick back in the Alex Smith days with the West Coast style offense when that was like the main thing you did. He'd have been perfect, right?
Well, and top 10 it's only what 55% hit that top 10 quarterback or players and quarterbacks picking the top 10 make it, and it's like 40% if it's first round. Which of these guys are the ones not going to make it? You know, don't choose that guy. I'm like, it's like, God, it's so crapshoot, man.
All four of them look, and it's like there's times where nobody works out, and we've seen that with the Trevor Lawrence, and with Trevor Lawrence is still good, but with Jayden or Trey Lance and Justin
Ponder draft, there's only one guy that was even decent.
Yeah, but then you have the draft where you have Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, or the draft where you did have, I forgot who was the first couple picks, but then you had Mahomes go 10, and then you had what's his name for the Browns right now?
Baker? No. Deshaun
Watson, who obviously, no one's really liking him now, but he was really good at one point. But yeah, so there is drafts where you see, and then obviously there's the infamous Big Ben, Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning draft. But there is drafts where like the top quarterbacks end up working out. And hopefully that is what this draft is, because all of them look like they could. But odds are these guys is going to be a bust.
It's deep. I mean, some of these guys, even like Spencer Rattler, if he was in the same draft as Kenny Pickett, we might have been deciding between him and Spencer Rattler.
Well, and think like, what about Andrew Luck? Like Andrew Luck, RG3, and then it was 2012, right? That was when Russell Wilson was drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. And Kirk Cousins.
Andrew Luck was good, then he got hurt, and his career was shortened. RG3 had a good year, and then got hurt, and Russell Wilson was he's that guy. Like won a Super Bowl, made it to 2. Then you got Cousins was in there who has had and is having a solid career. So I mean, like solid. There's another example of a top, like that's the thing. It's like someone could take Bo Nix in the 2nd round, and who knows, he could end up being the most consistent and best one of all of them. Who knows,
Yogi got him 3 overall, man.
Who, Bo Nix?
Yeah.
But like I personally am not betting on that. I don't know if he can be a needle mover like we're talking about.
Got 3 overall in the draft at 3rd quarterback.
Oh, 3rd. Still, that's I don't feel that way for Bo Nix.
I think he's got Penix like 2. I think, I don't know. No, he don't like Penix. I forget.
He doesn't like Penix.
But I know he said Yogi had him number 3. He was on my live one day and he said that.
JJ is great handing off the ball. Hey, we got Aaron Jones. At the very least, he can be a GOAT.
Does not like JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I know. Even though I saw him in here say that I'm warming up to him, and then he went straight back to not liking him again. But I mean, if he ends up being, that's like Christian Ponder.
You know what I love?
He might be the GOAT.
I would love for him to be all year in Raps chat dogging on JJ McCarthy as he's starting for us, because Rap will fucking JJ walks on water. So like I want people to be ragging on Rap the entire year. And until they finally let him walk.
But by the way, speaking of Aaron Jones, did you guys
love it?
Did you guys hear that rumor that
Love it.
Kevin O'Connell was running through the halls of TCO Performance Center and they found out they might be able to get Aaron Jones? I don't know if I believe it, but that was the rumor.
I love it. I like the look of it. I mean, it was like
I think he talked about telling Justin Jefferson and how excited Justin Jefferson. Like, I didn't think we could get a guy like that, and he is a freaking good. I mean, I would, when I was like fantasy draft before he was missing games, I was like, he's a top 5 pick. I think it's a great draft pick, or not draft pick, but free agency pickup.
I mean,
T-Bass said it's
not unprecedented. The 49ers did it to get Trey Lance.
Yeah, and it's only a Herschel Walker deal if it doesn't work out, which is a real possibility. But there's a real possibility you get your franchise quarterback, and it changes it changes everything in your franchise. It changes everything. And so, again, the top 10 quarterbacks. I mean, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Tua, Josh Allen, all those guys, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, all those guys are top 10 quarterbacks. Those are the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. So we can sit around and hope we get one in the late end of the first, but I don't know.
And here's the deal. That Herschel Walker trade went into 3 seasons. We can make it to where it's only 2 seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the Herschel Walker trade involved players good defensive players going to the other team where they didn't play them on purpose so they could get the picks upgraded to first rounders. So it's like, Jimmy Johnson pulled one over on our GM. Our guy's probably worst GM in the history for making a trade like that.
Dude, that is crazy. I look back and it's like, now looking at what running backs get, it's just way crazy.
Do you know Herschel Walker's first time touching the ball? What happened? He had a kick return. First game of the year, kick return. He's our kick returner. Mm-hmm. And he busted one, ran out of his shoe, and got caught. He didn't make it. He got down to like 20-yard line. But he busted off. And we're like, oh my God, Herschel Walker.
It was worth it. Yeah. And then it just, because did he get injured? Is that what it was with him?
No.
Oh no. So he just
Bad
ended up
scheme
not
fit.
being that good.
Bad scheme fit.
Yeah. If it is McCarthy, hopefully they will let him develop. Don't just throw him in the fire.
I'm pretty sure they did.
What?
49ers, I'm pretty sure they gave up 3 firsts. They
They
pick
gave up
swap
3
plus 2. Yeah.
They gave up 3 firsts. Yeah, but with JJ McCarthy, I think any of these quarterbacks. Am I frozen on your guys' screen?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh
On
yeah.
mine, you
Never
are.
mind. I am. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Weird. You can hear me though.
You look like the thinker.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now, and I got an answer, and I'm going to say it is with JJ McCarthy. With any of these quarterbacks, I think all of them should wait. All of them. Maybe not. You're drafting Caleb Williams #1, but Drake Maye too. I think Drake Maye should not go out there right away. I don't think he's ready to. I think, I mean, out of all these 4 quarterbacks, he easily looks like he takes pressure the worst. So I think I don't know. You're throwing him into the fire, and JJ McCarthy. I mean, he's the most comfortable out of all of them to me behind there. But at the same time, you never know how the speed of the NFL and things like that. So I'm like, unless one of these guys are obviously better than Sam Darnold during the training camp and the preseason, then I think you should just start the year with him and then just wait for those guys to be ready. I'll refresh my stuff though.
Sounds good. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just all in. I don't care. Like, I know, is it worth giving up that many picks to trade up? Probably not. I'm kind of just all in with it. Just give up what you got to give up. If you love a guy, that's my thing. And I said that since last year. If you love a quarterback, just find a way to go get him. Like, that's kind of how I've felt.
Yeah, and we're not going to give up 3 firsts to get a guy just because we need a quarterback.
Right.
I don't feel like
no.
I don't feel like
your
that
guy.
Quasey's looking at,
yeah,
and that's the problem I had with Quasey of him not going up and getting track because he wants a good deal, and if he thinks he's overspending, he's not going to pull the trigger. That's my fear with him. So I don't think if he gives up 3 firsts, that it won't be a guy that he was just like, oh my god, there's only one guy left, I'm gonna go get him. No, I think it's because he wants him.
Thoughts on JD5? I saw that. Is that like a Photoshop thing?
It looked because I know they said there might be something with his elbow, but that one looked a little bit.
It had to be Photoshopped.
Yeah, it looked
because he wasn't wearing. I mean, it wasn't from his pro day, right? Because he was wearing a sweater during his pro day.
Now you're talking about elbows.
Yeah, elbows. We're digging deep. I don't know. I don't know if I like these guys with these weird looking elbows. Yeah, you got to go get. If we trade up, you're going to get your guy. You're taking a chance on who you think could be the franchise quarterback, and I definitely think you should do that. Otherwise, we're just going to keep doing the same thing we've been doing throughout the entire history of our franchise, and not going up and grabbing a guy that you like in the first round.
I have a hot take.
Yeah,
Quasey's going to get us a day 2 pick.
I think so.
I think there's going to be somebody in the day 2.
I hope
that
so.
he'll mortgage next year's draft or
Dave?
Be able to package something in this year's draft. I mean, we got 11 picks or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
9
I hope
picks.
so.
9 picks.
I want Sweat so bad. I want him so bad, and if we can get into the actually another thing.
I'm gonna clip that.
I want Sweat so bad. I'll
you
jump
said
into
I want
this.
him so bad, so I can clip that. It could be about anybody.
I said I want Sweat so bad. Hey, Sweat is a baller, dude. I like him a lot. But it's actually kind of funny because I'll get to this question in a second. But so on the second day of draft, I'll be on Bleacher Report with other content creators from different teams as like an NFC North thing. And it's just for the second day of the draft. So Friday night, and we don't have any picks. So I'm like, what am I going to do here?
You're going to be gushing about Drake Maye.
On what?
On Bleacher Report. They're going to have me on Bleacher Report with 3 guys from all the other NFC North teams. And we have to do live stream for the entire second and third rounds. And we don't have a single pick in the second or third rounds. So I'm just going to be sitting there doing nothing, just probably hoping we trade up and grab a guy just so I can talk about something. But I don't know. It'll be interesting with that. But as far as which quarterbacks do you each want in the draft? Like I'm with Dave. My wish list is Jayden Daniels, if that's a possibility. And then I'm cool with JJ. I'm kind of like in the same spot where it's like JJ McCarthy I like a lot of stuff with him. I would not be surprised if he's the most successful quarterback in this draft, but his question mark is so big that I'm like, I don't know. He is kind of a drop off for me with the top 3, but for me, Jayden Daniels is my guy.
JD5 with the weird elbow.
Yep. I like him better with the weird elbow.
I just found out about it.
Like, it makes it. He's unique. He's unique.
Yeah, he's
Googling
unique.
elbows.
You never know.
Now.
Maybe I don't know. That weird elbow could be a good thing. Who knows?
I like Drake Maye. I'm a Drake Maye guy. But Jayden Daniels is right there. Like, it's not for me. It's not really like I said, if we get either of those two, I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic. So
trenches don't overreach.
It would just be fun. Jayden Daniels would just be fun.
It would be, yeah.
And for you, that's why we continue to underachieve. I don't think so. We've had some of the best defensive lines in the league. Not of late, but in our franchise history. You know what we haven't had? A legit top 10 quarterback that we got. We did homework on and we went and got. Like, I've seen good defensive lines. I've seen good everything for the Vikings other than an elite quarterback. That's the one thing we haven't seen, and I think it's the main reason why we've never seen a Super Bowl.
All right.
Sorry.
We haven't addressed our lines. Everybody's a first or second round pick last year. We were 6 deep with first and second round picks on the line.
It doesn't really
We've
work.
addressed our line.
Yeah.
We were just addressing with this zone blocking lightweight dudes that we used to we used to have big freaking dudes at, the Minnesota Moving Company. But, we switched to this light blocking, fast on our feet, get to the second level type of blocking guys. And that's why we stall on third down or stall on first, we first down, we try to, get 5 yards in a cloud of dust and we get tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, let's create a dynasty out here. That's what we want.
I mean, but for this one, like the San Francisco 49ers, they build that defense. They have a solid offensive line, and they put a Trent Dilfer type quarterback behind there, and they lost. And why did they lose? Because the other team had Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I don't know. You're gonna
defense and offensive line was much better. And the one year he had a bad offensive line, he lost the Super Bowl. But I don't know, man. It's just you need that needle mover.
Until we have a legit top franchise quarterback, it's going to be pretty much impossible to prove my opinion on that. We need a franchise quarterback to win a Super Bowl because we've done everything else.
Honestly, this last season, I think it was just really convenient that he tore his Achilles, because this was 2 years in a row he was playing pretty freaking good. I would consider him a franchise, but I think he he has all the skills too, but he just didn't have. To me, he didn't have the winning mentality. My favorite
pass. We're moving on.
My favorite is that 13 wins was nothing. It was a team win, but JJ McCarthy is all those wins are his. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody says JJ McCarthy. The reason why is because he's a winner. He's a winner. Everybody's saying he's a winner. He's a winner. It's a QB stat win is JJ McCarthy, but when we win 13 wins, it was a team.
Yeah, but that's just he won the national championship, so he won the big games. Kirk Cousins didn't win the big games. Like 13, like winning in the regular season is cool.
Okay, this was a loaded Michigan team, and he won a Big Ten.
I mean, I don't say it's a fair point with JJ.
Hey, they both won Big Ten titles.
It is, yeah. It is really fair with JJ McCarthy. Like, who knows? It could end up you could get him, and maybe the
dude. I'm okay. I like JJ McCarthy. I just think it's funny that it's a reason why to draft him with this guy, and not in a down play on this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he never get a chance. He never proved it. He never proved it.
Well, one of the things that stat came out is they had 19-point leads on average going into the fourth quarter. So he threw a lot less in the third and fourth quarter because they didn't need him to.
Yeah, exactly.
So we didn't get to see him have to pull a game out.
That's
why I think people are a little bit nervous about him.
Though the Alabama game, that was like a big one because they were behind in the bottom of the fourth quarter, and then he got them down to score a touchdown. So that, and obviously against Alabama, which, probably the biggest school in history of college.
Bo Nix beat those bastards when he was a freshman. So that's why Bo Nix is going.
That's why Bo Nix is going at number 11.
He beat Alabama as a freshman.
That is true. So did Trevor Lawrence, he won a national championship his
Yeah.
freshman year, right?
Was it freshman? I don't think it was freshman.
Year before he.
Okay,
went to
because
the
I know
draft.
Jameis Winston, he was the first quarterback ever to win the national championship his freshman year, I think. Winston was. And they went undefeated, I think.
I know, wasn't Winston the first freshman to win the Heisman? He was, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. And he was also the first freshman to steal crab legs from a grocery store.
I was waiting for that.
Actually, I could be.
Yeah,
I don't fact check me on that. Don't fact.
I don't
check
think
me
he was
on
a freshman at that point.
I'm trying to do
I don't know if
his
he was.
W. There you go. He
Yeah,
ate him like
and
this.
he's the first quarterback to ever eat his W's in his hands. He's an interesting guy, though. I would have.
He's
got
wearing number
him,
0
I would've
this
been
year.
Cool with him. I think he's getting paid less than Sam Darnold is. Work on Tuesdays. Will our new quarterback work on Tuesdays? We beat ourselves in the 4th. Yeah. Andy Reid, the common denominator. Not really. I mean, he didn't win a Super Bowl until he had Patrick Mahomes. And he's been in the league for a very long time.
I want to say Patrick Mahomes is a little better than the quarterback he had at Philly.
Then McNabb.
I mean, definitely. I would say
It's 4 NFC title games and 1 Super Bowl, and they almost pulled that one out.
I would
And
say
the best
Andy Reid
receiver had a
definitely-
broken leg.
Right. I would say
Like
Andy
Jennings.
Reid definitely is a stud. He's a stud, and he did a lot for Patrick Mahomes. But I think Patrick Mahomes is literally. I mean, he's the most physically talented quarterback we've ever seen, for sure. So I think that's definitely out there. And then it's because it's the same argument with Belichick and Tom Brady. And then most people were leaning towards that. It's all Belichick, and then
And now
Brady
Brady
goes
goes and wins.
I would say talented. I don't know about physically talented. Have
Physically
you seen him with his
talented.
shirt off?
Well, physically talented,
Talented.
not physically, his physical body.
I'm just kidding. I
But
said
no,
that the other day, and someone thought I was body shaming him, and I was like, "Dude, I'm 300 pounds. I'm
Only
not
in-
body
only in-
shaming
I
only
don't
in
anyone."
think I don't
2024
think
can you not make that joke.
body shaming works for us.
Yeah,
Body shaming the greatest quarterback of all time. Way to go,
Yeah.
Dave.
I'd be scared to pick Williams if a Bo Callahan situation happened draft night. Do the Vikings actually want Caleb Williams if he falls to us? I don't think he will, but hey, I'm taking him. I don't care if he wears a tutu every single practice.
I don't
I'm
think
taking him.
even if he Bears didn't take him, Washington would take him.
Yeah,
Oh my
definitely.
God.
He's a DC kid. But no, I don't care if he's wearing lipstick with a tutu. If he's a good quarterback and he can win us a Super Bowl, that's all I care about.
You
Again,
see
it's
what Rap-
2024.
I'm not
Do it
going
if
to
you
repeat
want.
it, but you saw what Rap tweeted
What'd he say?
about coming out.
Is it safe for stream?
Oh,
I'm like, Rap. I texted him like, dude, I'll cancel you.
just Dave's on that cancels him. If 14 passes on him though before us, I would be scared. Yeah, but then you wonder, like, is it care? I guess. Because really, honestly, if he does drop, which there should be no reason why he dropped. If he does drop, it's concerning, and it's not because of what he can do. It is because of character. And what Dave said, like, where's his priorities at? You want the guy that football is life, and you want to be the greatest quarterback ever. Like, you need to have that. Otherwise, he's never going to be. And if Caleb Williams doesn't feel that way, that's a huge res. I mean,
And
that'd be a huge res.
And I know this is probably a sore spot for some people, but that was a worry about Andrew Luck because of how smart he was, and
Yeah.
he wanted to become a doctor.
And it was true.
And what happened? I mean, he got injured a lot, right?
Right.
And he retired. He had a life that he wanted to live.
And he was a stud.
And then you take a guy like Big Ben, who you thought he was going to retire every year for like the last 6 years of his career, and won another Super Bowl. It's like, I mean, Big Ben got hurt a lot,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
he lasted and he stuck with it.
Mhm.
Not to shame Luck or anything, but that was the worry, and it kind of came true.
Yeah, it was definitely true. And he was someone that still like, but either like, I don't know how it works. Cause either way, like he was good. Either way, he was good. And he had a terrible offensive line the entire time. He didn't have much talent around him pretty much, right? Like who was his wide receivers? Cause Marvin Harrison was gone. Reggie Wayne Reggie Wayne.
He got
for the
drafted
end
the
of his
same year
career.
as T.Y. That everybody's bashing the GM who's now on our team.
T.Y. Hilton.
And I'm like, he drafted Luck and T.Y. Hilton and another dude, another Pro
T.Y.
Bowler in the same draft. It's just that he never addressed the offensive line. This is a big deal. But yeah, I'll take that first draft. It was T.Y. Hilton and frickin' Andrew Luck.
I love those videos of, like, where
that.
Andrew Luck will take a big hit and just be like, "Nice hit, man!" Pat him on the helmet as they're laying on top of him after they just crushed him.
Yeah. Did you ever see that interview where Tom Brady was talking about Ndamukong Suh, and he would say things like, "Hey," he would pat him on the butt and say, "Hey, man, stay out of my backfield," and he would do that and try to butter up the defensive line, and he did that to Ndamukong Suh after he got a big shoulder and knocked down, and Ndamukong Suh goes, "I'm not your fucking friend."
Dude, Sue's was a monster.
And Tom Brady goes, "I respected that."
Yeah. Tom Brady is kind of like that. Like he said, seems like the nicest dude, but he says as soon as he got on the field, like he literally looked at everybody like they were just.
And that was a knock on him. He didn't go and shake hands with Fitzgerald. He walked off the field after a Super Bowl loss and kind of melted down in like a post game interview once.
Well, it's like, I mean, that's just what your personality to be that great. It's like with Caitlin Clark right now, and everybody's talking about how she complains all the time. But it's like, the best players are so competitive.
I'm like,
that
shut up.
do that.
And when I hear him complain about Caitlin Clark, I'm
like, dude, what are you talking about?
Someone said, yeah, who's she telling to shut? She's like mouthing. He could read her lips. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And this guy goes, who's she saying that to? What a example for young women. And I go, I think she's probably saying it to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, she's literally the best. Like, nobody's seen anybody like her in women's basketball ever. And I mean, it takes a different type of person to do that. And there's going to be things there. The competitive level is going to be insane. Like I was saying this, everybody loves Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and their whole mentality, but it's, I mean, they were
exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, and they're even worse, probably. Like they're
yeah,
probably worse, but everybody respects them. But when it comes to like Caitlin Clark or LeBron or someone like that, yelling at the refs or whatever, then it becomes, oh, you guys, I don't know. It's
LeBron's
weird.
a flopper. You can't be the GOAT and flop.
Caitlin Clark's kind of a.
You cannot be the GOAT and flop as much as LeBron James has.
And then Anthony, I'm just saying all this to say that Anthony Edwards has that same mentality, and he's going to bring a championship to Minnesota.
So
someday.
This year,
Jordan set the standard. Kobe Bryant set the, and then Jordan, when he returned to the league, is when he started hitting the weights, and when he was doing workouts while he was doing that Looney Tunes movie, and then that's when he started to get that. He showed that work ethic. But freaking Kobe Bryant, nobody had a big time work ethic than that guy.
Right. Yeah.
And thus ends the section where we talk about NCAA women's basketball.
and Jamie's
it all comes back to
on sports psychology.
It all comes. I mean, I do think it is
big. It is absolutely big.
It is. It's literally the difference between someone who's great and not. And you need to want to be the best, and you need to be extremely competitive. And you get that from Tom Brady. You get that from Patrick Mahomes. You get that from Michael Jordan. You get it from Kobe Bryant. You get that from JJ McCarthy. And that's why if he gets picked as a Viking, he's gonna bring us to the Super Bowl. But if he doesn't, get picked by the Vikings, he's gonna be a bust.
How about Caitlin getting a $5 million offer?
Oh, by Big Three with Ice Cube. That's pretty interesting. I don't think she does. Women basketball players everywhere will be very pissed if she was to go.
She'll make that in endorsements,
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
She's already making that in endorsements.
There's no way she makes less than $5 million in the WNBA, right? She's gonna bring in.
The highest paid person is,
I don't know,
like 260,000.
Yeah, it's not.
Wow, I didn't know it was.
Maybe she'll set a new precedent for things.
There's more money in Europe.
That's why they'd be pissed if she did it.
That's why they play both places.
Oh yeah. Right. That's like what's
more money in Europe.
Yeah.
I always think back to the Family Guy clip of the WNBA.
I don't know which one
that's for the fan to decide.
Again, everybody, we're about to give this away. The Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card Pandora out of 400. There's not a ton of Ivan Pace Jr. cards out there right now, but since he was an undrafted free agent, so
Like
his
Adam
value
Thielen card, man. Try to get an Adam Thielen rookie card.
cards exactly, and it's like I have some sweet CJ Ham cards, and his value is actually pretty high because they didn't make a lot of rookie cards. I think Select and someone maybe Score are the only two brands.
Like the Adam Thielen rookie card, it was 3 years into the league, and it was a Select.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and it's like with Brock Purdy too. When Brock Purdy started going off, he had like no rookie cards out there. So
his became the highest.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
card.
crazy. But yeah, get those hashtag skulls in the comments. We're about to give this away. Like the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel, Minnesota Sports Talk with Dave and GG Sports Podcast. And are those pens or pencils? Or what are those?
I don't know.
Oh,
Pens.
And so we're giving away some European football pens.
Goal and home run. Baseball. I don't know why I even have them.
There's a real sport, then there's soccer.
My backup glasses. Give that away too.
Yeah, backup glasses. I mean, those will probably have a good price tag on them. So we were talking about that. What about Ice Cube 3 basketball? I think she couldn't do that. She would get so roasted. She has to step up for.
She's going to be the face of the WNBA when she gets there.
She has to. It's more whether she likes it or not. It's like bigger than her.
I hated when they were interviewing like former WNBA players or they might have been actual WNBA players. I don't know. I don't watch it, but
you're not alone.
But they're talking about she's not great. What does she want? What does she want? Just watch. I mean, obviously, that's just so lazy because, she lost the national championship, but, she's freaking the highest scoring basketball player ever now.
Yeah.
Pete Maravich only played 3 years, but, she's number one now.
And she's broken, every
That's what makes Pete Maravich that much more impressive because you didn't get to play college basketball as a freshman.
When was his what years was that?
60s,
yeah. All right, let's give this bad boy away. 16 entries. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Ivan Pace, rookie.
Who gets
numbered
these
card,
pens?
Prizm, and some pens. Are you actually giving away those pens?
No, I'm just kidding.
And we got to win. You betcha. Let's go. You betcha. Are you in here? Breaks.
You betcha breaks.
You betcha breaks. So we got a card guy in here.
He had about 3 minutes ago. He put his hashtag skull in, so I bet he's still here.
You betcha. You in here? Got to be in here to win. Got to be in here.
Is that a gray duck?
Hey, let's go. Hey, I'm gonna drop my our email address in the comments, and then just go there and send us a good address to send this card to. Sports. Make sure I've got it exactly right. All right, there you go. That's a new winner right there. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely.
Hey,
So,
make sure this is
email.
on my channel, so make sure you guys if you're a first time watcher, go to GG Sports Podcast and subscribe to them too.
Yeah. I mean, that is part of the rules is you have to be subscribed to both. But
You betcha.
Good. You betcha.
We have our mods making sure everybody's following the rules.
I'm gonna be taller now. I'm gonna be Casey. I'm gonna be Casey tall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be SK tall.
On a good day.
SK is like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, you want to be SK tall, not me tall. You don't get shit. You don't get shit by being me tall. You're just normal.
You get more than being less.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, once you hit that 6 foot,
there's a whole world of possibilities.
It is. There's it is a level you're in life.
6 with shoes on.
6 foot with shoes. I'm 6 foot in Caleb Williams high heels. I bet. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, hey, you're probably not wrong. It's all good. I mean, he could still be a fantastic quarterback.
Doesn't make you on GQ is starting to make a lot more sense.
Yeah. Your knees suffer when you get too tall. Yeah, I guess I don't got that as much. What is it? What is it like?
Too fat too.
I mean, when you're short, you get to be quick, I mean, not everyone, but like me, I'm not like that quick, but that's what people say is you're quicker when you're smaller.
Yeah, just ask Yao Ming, man. That guy's knees went to crap.
Right.
Tall.
My knees are good. Maybe
What
less
about
injuries.
Wembley, man? He probably gonna be hurting.
Wemby?
That guy's fucking tall.
Yeah.
How tall is he? Like 7'4"?
something like 7'2" to 7'4". I'm tall enough to reach most urinals.
That's a good start.
I'm tall enough to not choose the shorter urinal. Like if I go in there and there's a short urinal, I don't go to the short one
but
because
the short urinal,
you don't want it to get wet.
Yeah,
the short urinal is saved for when the far right tallest and middle and stall are already gone. Because that's my rule when it comes to bathrooms. A little bit of bathroom talk here.
Everybody knows.
Tall urinal, short urinal. Yeah, tall urinal, short urinal, stalls, then middle. You only go middle unless if it's your last choice. If you go middle when there's a stall open, I think you like some of the guys in that bathroom.
We had a guy in college. We walk in the bathroom. He's at the urinal, and his pants were dry, like a toddler. You know, a toddler drops his pants all the way to his ankles. We had a dude our freshman year in college that did that.
Man, there's always that one. Everybody has that friend.
Just dropped him all the way to the ground.
Everybody has that friend in elementary school, but
I mean, dude, you're 18 years old.
Yeah, you're 18. Come on, I think it's time.
Like Butters on South Park.
Yeah, Butters on South Park. He's always the guy. The Circle Jerks great bands. But anything else, you guys? This was a pretty eventful one, I felt like.
Yeah. I got nothing else. But yeah.
Just say I'm putting out a video tomorrow. Make sure you like it. Give him hell. It's Minnesota Tim coming on my show. Go Rams.
And he's spoiler, he's not a JJ McCarthy.
Not fan. A JJ McCarthy fan.
So too evil. Make sure to tune in.
He doesn't pull punches.
Well, I'm excited to see exactly why.
He interviewed Paul Allen, man. He's got one up on me.
Ooh, nice. Good deal. All right. Well, yeah. Make sure everybody to watch out for that. Thanks again for hopping in here. As they've said multiple times, make sure you subscribe to Minnesota Sports Talk and GG Sports Podcast. Yeah, plenty of draft talk to come. We still got a whole month left. So thanks, guys, so much for watching. See you next time.
Skol Vikes.
Cool.